Nigeria needs more Dele Farotimis. Last week's drama in Lagos, where activist and lawyer Dele Farotimi was arrested by police from Ekiti State, had Nigerians shaking their heads. Farotimi was cuffed after a petition from Chief Afe Babola, SAN, who claimed Farotimi defamed him in his book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. Now, the anger wasn't about Farotimi being asked to account for his allegations. Everyone agrees that no one should be defamed, and if you feel defamed, you have every right to sue. The real outrage stemmed from the typical big man syndrome in Nigeria, where the rich and the powerful seem to have a hotline to the police, allowing them to arrest and detain people over what should be civil matters. It makes you to wonder if Farotimi's book title wasn't prophetic. Justice in Nigeria usually starts with a trip to the police station. This big man syndrome has become almost routine. Just ask Burna Boy, who managed to get musician Speed Darlington's arrested in October. After Speed Darlington's mother made a tearful video begging for his release, Burna Boy finally gave in. Or remember when Chief Eric Umofia of Erisco Food had Miss Chioma Okoli arrested for a social media post about one of his products. The Lagos state government also arrested Chief Frederick Nwajago for simply suggesting that the indigenous people of Biafra might come to protect Igbo people from election threats. A year and 8 months later, he is still in detention, despite no violence on his part. Meanwhile, no one batted an eyelash when threats from MC Oluomo led to violence and deaths in Lagos during the 2023 elections. And who could forget Bobrisky? The police managed to arrest the cross-dresser for spraying Naira notes at a party. But the same police were strangely unbothered when Cubana chief priest did the same thing. The real reason for Bobrisky's arrests? Well, let's just say it wasn't the money spray, it was his cross-dressing and ties to the queer community. It seems like the law's attention is selective, depending on who you are and what you represent. In Nigeria, Lady Justice doesn't wear a blindfold. She wears designer glasses and has a sharp eye for who deserves to be punished. The rules are different if you are rich, influential, or well-connected. Justice isn't about the law. It's about who you know, what you've got, and whether your last name is recognized at the police station. This is the sad reality Farotimi and many others like him are fighting against. In other countries with proper justice system, public figures are held accountable when they misuse their positions. But in Nigeria, public figures don't even try to hide their abuses. They simply flash their status and get what they want. That's why you hear lines like, "Do you know who I am?" Or, "I will teach you a lesson." Phrases that are unthinkable in a country with any semblance of justice. My relative in the US once jokingly told a woman, "I will deal with you," during an argument. She, of course, was about to call the police and he had to beg for forgiveness, explaining that it's just something Nigerians say. Imagine if he hadn't apologized. He will be looking at a criminal record. Now imagine someone with more power threatening you. In the US, such figures are expected to face consequences, but in Nigeria, they are more likely to face no consequences at all. Nigeria's elite aren't the only problem. Many of them have learned to game the system, ensuring that justice serves their interest while leaving the rest of the country to fend for itself. For years, Farotimi has been the voice of those who are sick of this chaos. His frustration is palpable, like when he posted in 2019, "Nothing is as frustrating as being a lawyer in a lawless society." He could have left Nigeria, but Farotimi chose to stay and fight. He knows the risks, but he's no stranger to them. He's not in for the fame. He's in it for the change. Farotimi's arrest has only made him a bigger hero in the fight for a better Nigeria. His book is flying off the shelves, and if nothing else, it has made more people aware of the corruption and injustice in the system. Babalola may have the right to seek justice for his name and confiscate the books and even seize the proceeds. But one thing is certain, he has turned Farotimi into an even bigger symbol for good governance in Nigeria. Whatever the court decides, Farotimi is ready to keep fighting for what he believes in. After all, he's been fighting this fight for years.